Kentucky and Louisville play this weekend. Should be fun. Always a fun rivalry, except like if you like horror movies, I think you might like this year's version of this game because it's just going to be like a gory little slaughter fest, is my guess. Our guy, Sky Clark, is there, though. We certainly hope he plays well. But we love this Kentucky team. But you had a fun hypothetical here. Uh, Everybody thinks Kenny Payne's on the way out. I agree with you. I think it could happen as soon as after this game. But let's get twisted here. If Kenny Payne was coaching Kentucky and John Calipari was coaching Louisville in this game, who wins the game?
Okay. Kentucky's talented as hell. Louisville's not as untalented as people think. Oh, I think Coach Cal in Louisville would actually win the game.
Really?
I think it'd be close, like extremely, extremely close. But you give me Kenny Payne trying to draw up something, and like he does a pick and pop with Reed Shepard and a big that has no, or like he puts the ball in Ado Thiero's hands instead of his dog's hands. And I just feel like they don't win. And Sky and Cal together, I think were just always meant to be. That's what it was supposed to be originally, the reuniting factor. And they get the win in that game.
So like you're basically banking Sky is a special player under John Calipari.
Yes.
Okay. I don't hate that. I think I agree with you on that. Counterpoint though. I think you could pick any two humans on the planet to coach both teams in this game. And I'm taking Kentucky's roster to beat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm reaching.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Who's Kentucky's eighth best player, Cart?
Like
Justin
Antonio
Edwards?
Reeves.
Yeah, like I think it's my answer is probably Justin Edwards. Like if I'm going up and down this roster, playing their best, give me. I mean, the top tier is hard to even separate. Dillingham, Wagner, and Shepard are all the best players on this team at their best. Then I think Bradshaw and Mitchell are 4 and 5. Then I think Reeves is there at 6. That leaves Justin Edwards at 7, Adu Thiero at 8. I think the eighth best guy on Kentucky is the best player on Louisville.
Yeah.
I love Sky Clark. I love him. I think Sky Clark's phenomenal, but at least in the Louisville system, with the way Louisville plays right now, there is some downside to his game, even when he's good. So, like, come on, it doesn't matter. Like, you and me
Yeah.
could coach this game. It doesn't matter.
They also should have did this. Like this would have made the game actually so much more interesting.
Well, I mean, Kentucky people love Kenny Payne for a variety of reasons. Like, he's a
Yeah.
beloved Kentucky figure. So, should we propose this?
I mean, this is how this is going to go down. Kentucky's going to win this game handedly, right? And they're going to end it right there, and they're just going to take Kenny Payne right with them. Like he's going to go take a seat right back on Cal's bench, and we're going to call it quits. It's time.
Do you think Cal will actually hire Kenny Payne again, though? Like,
I actually do think he would.
I do too, which would be really funny. Is Kenny Payne a good assistant and just a bad head coach?
That's a
Or is he
that's a
bad
that's
at
a,
everything?
that's a discussion for another day. He might just be bad. He might just be coattailing.
I think he might be a good assistant coach. Like, I think those are different skill sets to me. Like, I don't know. I at the very small high school level, I've been an assistant and a head coach. I'm a way better assistant coach than I am a head coach.
Okay, but like, what's his head coaching attribute that he's good at? Like, is he a good recruiter? Is he a good like X and O's guy? Like, what's
He doesn't have one as a head coach. I think as an assistant coach, he's a good morale guy.
okay? He's a morale guy. You need
You
a
can
morale guy.
you can
Is he a
be
vibes guy?
you can be an elite assistant coach if you're a good vibes morale guy.
But wouldn't Kenny Payne's post game conferences suggest he's not a vibes guy, or does that
No,
actually add
because
to the fact that he is a vibes guy? He like
he's
just doesn't
he's a
care
vibes
about
guy. He's
playing
a
zone or
yeah.
recruiting. He's about the vibes.
He's a wacky little players coach vibes guy when he's an assistant coach. When he's a head coach and he has to hold people accountable, that doesn't work. Like what he tried to do with the kid with the tights. Like that doesn't work when your head coach is the one doing it. When the assistant, like comes to practice to bust your balls, like, oh, you have the wrong tights. Like that's everybody. That's a good chuckle. That's a good chuckle in the gym, right? It doesn't work when you have to run the program, when you have to be the face of the program. So I think he's a good assistant coach. That's my read. I think if I'm Louisville, I might just demote him to assistant coach.
Demote him to assistant and hire Jawan once he's fired from Michigan.
No, you got to hire somebody better that has a better outlook on all things.
That would be an objectively funny staff. Like Mick Cronin's the head coach, and then you just got Kenny Payne on the bench. Like, yep, I used to deal with this. Like it's what I used to go through. Not anymore.
If you're Louisville, and you could hire anyone on earth, who is the one coach you want to coach Louisville?
Hmm. Coach Cal.
Oh, that's diabolical.
Yeah, because I want a little diabolical pettiness.
Okay. Yeah, I love that answer. I still think for me it's Rick Pitino.
I knew you were gonna say
I
Patino.
really do. I still think it is. And I think he ends up back there. That's my honest belief. We'll see if
He
I'm right.
won't. He'll ruin his legacy
Why would he ruin his legacy?
because he's in good graces with them. Like he can
He's
just.
not in good graces with them. The way he left is horrible graces.
I think he's loved by Louisville fans.
Yeah, but he hates Louisville and their administration right now because of how he got ran out. He's the only guy that became the fall guy for all of that bullshit.
Yeah, I guess
I think he goes back and rights the ship.
he ain't writing shit. He can't even write the ship at his own spot.
I think he goes back and rights the ship and wins a national championship at Louisville before all is done.
Counterpoint: right the ship is an awful phrase.
Does John Calipari win another national championship at Kentucky?
Yes,
I think so too. All right. This was a
might
fun
be,
conversation.
might be this year.
Is Kenny Payne on his staff when he wins a national championship?
Yes.
Is Kenny Payne on his staff this season?
Does advisory role count?
There's a 10% chance that Kenny Payne gets a Final Four ring from Kentucky this season. That's where
Yes.
I'm at with